Hey guys, welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to be joined by Olivia Buzaglo. I asked you guys actually, who do you want to see on 20 questions? And Olivia was by far like the most requested guest that I got. So I'm super excited to be able to make it happen for you guys. Liv, thanks so much for joining me. How's it going?
Oh, really good, thank you. I don't know why I'm the most requested. People are probably going to think I'm really boring after this, but no, I'm really looking forward to it. It's something different as well, which is fun.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something that was like not super football related that maybe could be interesting for people to watch over the summer while there's transfer news going on.
While they're
So we'll
crying about
do.
who haven't signed.
I know. I'm trying to like stay away and like every day I wake up, I look at Twitter, I'm like, have we signed anybody yet? No.
That's what I
Okay.
mean. I have done this for years and I will continue to do it. I mean, I keep an eye on like rumors just because of work, but like I will not actively get involved or care enough about who Chelsea are buying or selling just because what's going to happen is going to happen, and whoever Tuchel wants is who I want. So whoever Tuchel gets, that's who I'm happy with. So I'm not going to sit here and stress myself out about who Chelsea are not going to sign and going to sign because it's just not worth it, and I want to enjoy my summer.
Exactly. And you just don't know what's going to happen. So once it's deadline day and it passes, that's when I know like what the squad will be. But until then, I'm on the same boat as you. I haven't been thinking about it. So we'll go into kind of like a getting to know you, who you are. I'm sure most people know who you are because you've been on my channel a lot and everybody knows you. But we'll do that. Just a teensy, I have to throw in a teensy bit of football questions, a few, and then some silly questions at the end to end it. Cool. So, first question, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
That's a good one. And I really like the answer to this one because when I was younger, apparently, I don't know how old I was. I can't have been old enough because working in a supermarket probably wouldn't have been considered cool. And that's what I said. So basically, I don't know how old I was, but I said to my mum when I was growing up, I either wanted to work in Sainsbury's or to work on Sky Sports News. I mean, they're very different ends of the scale. And I've got no idea why, but they were my two. So I've worked in Waitrose, so that's all good. I've ticked off the supermarket and I'm well on my way and doing my dream job and talking about football. So, you know, I feel like I've accomplished what I what I wanted to do.
That's so funny. That's so unique. Like, I don't know. Did you like supermarkets or did you want like free food?
I have absolutely no idea because when I worked in a supermarket, I absolutely hated every second of it. But when I was younger, for some reason, saying that, I do like going food shopping. I mean, I don't ever do it, but when I do it, I feel like really like adulty when I'm walking around the supermarket with a big trolley. But it sounds so ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know where it came from, but yeah.
It's so that's my favorite like chore as well. I make like my little grocery list. I have like a little carrito that I bring to the supermarket.
Most people hate it. I don't know why.
Yeah, for me it's the dishes. I hate doing the dishes like that. That is my worst chore.
Making the bed is also a bad one. It's amazing once you've done it, but just the effort that it takes to make it. It's just
It's true. And we really had to buy new bed sheets because we like sweat through our bed sheets and they started ripping. And, and so we bought new bed sheets and we realized that it's too small for the bed and that it doesn't cover the edges of the bed. And we were just like too lazy to return it. My husband was like, "It's fine." And I was like, "Oh God, like this is so embarrassing." But okay, Liv, next question for you. If you could live anywhere in the world and let's say you still get to do what you love, where would it be?
Oh, that's a really good question. It's definitely somewhere hot because every single person that knows me knows how much I love to be in the sun. Literally, whenever I get any time off, I'm like, I want to go on holiday. If I could live anywhere in the world, I haven't been to like loads of places. Like the places I've been to in America, I wouldn't want to move to. Maybe somewhere like LA would be quite cool if I could still do work on the Premier League, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know, maybe somewhere cool like that. I think I go to Spain quite a lot, and like I love Barcelona. I went to Barcelona obviously like a few weeks ago, and I just absolutely loved the city. And that way I could still work on, could work at Barcelona or whatever. So I'd probably say like Spain or somewhere cool like LA, I imagine.
I've been living in Spain for 4 years, and I like have not been to Barcelona since I've moved to Spain,
Yeah,
which is just
we were talking
absolutely.
about that, weren't we? You should go.
Yeah,
Honestly, I had the
I
best
need to.
time. It was like just the city's so cool. But yeah, there are a few I just can't get on board with like how the Spanish live. This is a problem because like we were going out for dinner at like 10, 11 o'clock, and then we'd get into a club at like 2
I
o'clock,
have
and then
a
we'd
dinner plan at 10 p.m. today. Yeah,
yeah, like
it's
I
a
just
Tuesday, and we're going
yeah,
at 10.
I can't like getting into a club at like 2 o'clock and leaving at like 6 o'clock. I'm like, why am I leaving when like it's literally light outside? It's literally the morning. Like, what am I doing? I just can't get on board
So
with that way of living. But I loved Barcelona as a city, and Ellie, you need to get yourself to Barcelona ASAP.
I know I need to get myself to Barcelona.
You
I
do.
completely feel you. Because I struggle with this. I'm like, who wants to eat dinner at 7? And they're like, what are you on? Like, absolutely not. I never before 9 p.m. Yeah, I still haven't adjusted. So I
No,
completely
yeah, I
feel
don't blame
you.
you.
So a lot of people may not know this about you, Liv, but you're actually an avid football player. You're quite good as well. So let everybody know what position you play. I don't know if you want to be cheeky, you can throw in how many goals you scored as well, but I won't put you on the spot.
Everyone has seen that horrendous picture of me that was going around on Twitter with that bloody record. I mean, the record was great. The picture is genuinely probably one of the worst pictures that's ever been taken of me. But anyway, yeah, I've played football since I was like, I did ballet and dance when I was like really, really young. And I somehow made the switch to football. And I don't really know how or when or like what age I was. But I remember my dad, I obviously asked my dad to take me down to my local team. And he said he was going to give me £2 a goal. So he's a striker. My dad was a striker when he played like semi-professionally. And so I was like, I want to be a striker. He said he was going to give me £2 a goal. And on my first game, I scored 7. And he was like, no, you're not having £2 a goal. It's going down to 50p a goal. And then, yeah, I carried on playing, yeah, all through school, all through uni. And then when I got this job, I sort of had to make a decision on, do I carry on playing 11-a-side properly, or do I work in football? And obviously I chose to work, and I am happy with that decision. But I still play every now and again, still play like 5-a-side and 7-a-side with like the guys from work. And I still love playing. But yeah, that's yes, I'm a striker, and yeah, I had an all right record back in the day.
just okay, just okay.
It's all right.
That's insane. I played like when I was super young, because it's kind of like the thing that everybody does is like they sign you up for soccer, and I was super bad at it. I was super bad, and I'm really terrible at playing as well. I would like love to pick it up because I think it's super cool that people are super interested in play, but I just can't keep up. I can't keep up. So I don't know. I wish I was good at it, but I don't know. Maybe if I
I do
practice
love it. I
more.
still love playing.
Yeah, I'll
Like I
stick with
love.
the climbing.
Yeah, you stick with. Yeah, you'll stick. Yeah, that's a pretty sick sport to be good at as well. And I'm rubbish at that. Absolutely rubbish. But yeah, I still love playing, and I stopped for a little bit, and I really missed it. So I'm glad. I say that I'm just a bit lazy, to be honest. Like that's what my problem. Like I could have probably played at a higher level than I did, but I was just so lazy. Could never be bothered to like train. Honestly, one of my friends, when I played for Maidenhead, so we'd be on opposite teams, and she'd always be like, she was a defender and I was a striker, so she'd always be like, Liv, I'll mark you. And we'd sit there and watch Chelsea like playing in the Champions League on like my phone during training. Like that's how bad I was. I was just like, I wasn't there to play football. I was just there to see my mates and have a laugh. So Yeah, I was a little bit lazy in that sense, but take after my dad. I blame him.
I think training is like the hardest part, especially when you're like growing up. It's kind of like, I don't know, like
No
even now
interest.
with, yeah, it's just like, I remember even at that age, I was like, "Ah, I don't want to train. I just want to like play in the games and try to score a goal."
Yeah, that's literally all I wanted to do was turn up on a Sunday and play. Like
Yeah.
I hated warming up, I hated warming down, I hated everything else. I just wanted to play a game all the time. It was like, training, can we just play a game?
Amazing, amazing. So we kind of can pivot quite well now. So obviously you play football as a kid and growing up your entire life, and now you made the decision that instead of football, you're going to work in football. So what's been your most favorite interview that you've done?
Oh, I think everyone knows the answer to this already because I was literally going on about it so
I
much.
think I know the answer.
It's the Kai Havertz one. I like, and the only reason I say that is because I've done so many like serious interviews and like sit down interviews, but there's nothing better than seeing a bit of personality, doing something a little bit different. And that genuinely was like not even just my favorite interview I've done at work, like it was probably my highlight. It was definitely my highlight of the season, like easily. Like just the whole thing, like Kai was like just incredible. Everyone knows, like I've spoken about it so much, and like people have seen the video of how good like it looked and how good it came out. But yeah, just everything about that interview was just amazing, and I hope I can do more stuff like that because I love, like, obviously I love post-match interviews and love sitting down with a player and talking football and stuff like that. But sometimes there's nothing better than just doing something like that. And, you know, when you get to surprise a fan, and it's just amazing. So yeah, that is my favorite interview. If we're talking like serious interview, because that was slightly different. It was a slightly different interview. I really liked Cesar Azpilicueta's after the Club World Cup final. That was amazing because, like,
Aww.
obviously, yeah, like it was everyone was in such a good mood. The like spirits were high. I obviously spoke to him about, you know, he took the ball off Kai, didn't he, and made it look like he was taking the penalty.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, yeah. So I asked him about that, and he was like, "Yeah, it was like as a captain, you know, I just wanted to take as much pressure off him as possible." And I was like, "That's like proper captain material." So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. He was great as well. Any Chelsea people.
Yeah, NHL is
Yeah.
the best interview. Kind of going, this is kind of similar to an interview, but slightly different. Who's your favorite manager to do press conferences with? I mean, is it Thomas Tuchel, or is there somebody else that you really enjoy that gives great answers?
I like, not even just saying this, like Thomas Tuchel, I've done a lot of his press conferences, and I've done a lot more of his press conferences in person than I've done for the majority of other people, because when I started doing them, it was a lot during lockdown and out of lockdown, and it was all over Zoom. Obviously, every one of Lampard's I did them very regularly, but every one of them were on Zoom. So you get so much more when you're there. And I've been to Tuchel's press conference way more than I've done anyone else, and he does give brilliant answers. He really, really does. Who else have I done? I feel like it's like I'm just always going to say like Tuchel's the best. Like I've spoken to Pep. Pep said my name, and I was like, oh my god, Pep said my name.
I would be so nervous, or like with Klopp as well. I would be like, don't say something stupid. Like
that's what I mean. Like I've done Klopp once, and I've done Pep once. And with Pep, I was like, right, I know he loves to give a sarcastic answer, so just don't ask him anything remotely controversial. Just ask him a very basic question. And he was just like, well, Olivia, and I was like.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would probably go Tuchel just purely based off the fact I've done him more than I've done anyone else, and he does give great answers ever since he came in. I think that was one real positive that everyone picked up on when he came in, was that he's very, very good at, knows what to say and speaks sort of the right way and all of that. So yeah, I'd say Tuchel.
Nice.
What a shock.
I know. I had a feeling, but I had to ask you just. So, who has been the nicest footballer that you've ever met? I kind of have somebody in mind, but I'm curious to see if you think it's who I'm thinking.
Okay.
But this is just a perception of this one.
We're gonna take Mason Mount out of the equation because
Okay, that's
because I also like know him a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like he came over and gave me a hug in the tunnel when he saw me against Watford, and it was really nice. And like that's like when you know someone like that, as in they come over and say hello and will give you a hug, you're always going to get a better. Like, do you know what I mean? They're always the nicest person, aren't they? Because you're actually like on a sort of different level. But if we take Mace out of the equation, the nicest footballer, Conor Gallagher's bloody lovely. He's so nice. And he speaks really, really well. Like he is a great, I've interviewed him a couple of times actually, like after a couple of games. And he's just really nice. Like, you know, you're not going to get any like sarcastic answers. You're not going to get any rubbish answers. He speaks from the heart. He'll tell you exactly what he thinks. So I'd go with Connor. There isn't just like I'm not just saying him because he's a Chelsea player, but I feel like every answer now I'm just giving because they're Chelsea players. But Conor Gallagher is lovely. And really, he is up there with one of the nicest I've met. Yeah.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear because I really hope that he's one of the players that I really hope makes it into the first team this upcoming season. And I think that he's super talented. You think he will? I really hope so, especially because I feel like the midfield has been like just injured a lot this season. So it's been kind of like not as deep as we would like. So hopefully he can help fill in there. Okay. Next question. What's been the most memorable moment of your career? And memorable, it could be the best moment, but it could just be something that happened that is memorable to you for whatever reason. It could be embarrassing, it could be fun, whatever it is.
I mean, singing Kai Havertz song to Kai Havertz is definitely up there as one of the most embarrassing things.
I was gonna say for the that video, I love that video so much.
Anyway, I would say that
with you. I thought you were.
Who, Kai? Yeah. Well, I didn't even ask him if he knew it. Like, I didn't actually ask him if he knew the words. I should have. I mean, the little kid was meant to sing it with me, but that didn't go very well. So, yeah, anyway, that was definitely one of the most embarrassing. I would say the most memorable, though, is when I met Ronaldinho for the first time. And there was like 20 people in this room. Like, Carlos Puyol was one of them, William Gallas, the F2 boys. And I just remember him walking in and his presence was just like nothing I've ever experienced before. I was like, oh my gosh, like I am in like the presence of like just like the elite, like the one of the greatest players we've ever seen. And yeah, everything about him was just so cool. And he was kicking a ball around, we were all kicking a ball around together, and then I sat down, had a picture with him and a little chat, and it was just that moment. Well, like, because I saw him the day before. He came, I was doing a tech ball. I was there with tech ball, and he's obviously the ambassador. So I saw him, and there was obviously loads of people there. But then the next day, I was in a room with like 20 people. It might not even been 20 people. It was probably like 15 people. And I was one of them, and he was one of them. And I was just like, this moment, like I will never, ever, for literally as long as I live, never, ever forget that moment. And like, he'll probably be the most famous person, or I've ever met. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone knows Ronaldinho. So yeah, I would probably say that is the most memorable.
Oh, that one hadn't come to mind, so I'm super glad that you said that. And I know I'll try to find the picture so that people can see it as well, because it's a super good picture. Yeah. Moving on, I do want to talk about Chelsea just a little bit because you know that we are Chelsea fans. We're both Chelsea fans. We love Chelsea. Who do you think is going to be the first signing that Chelsea make this summer?
I think Raheem Sterling. I think that seems to be the most, or the one that sort of like is the furthest sort of, it's apparently a decision is going to be made on the weekend, or Chelsea are going to submit a bid by the weekend. City want to sell. Raheem Sterling wants to come. Tuchel wants Sterling. He's already called him to tell him his plan. So it just feels like everything's merging into place. And, I'm apprehensive. Like, I think in the way City play, obviously he does score goals. He's their second top scorer this season, I think. And he wasn't always playing in the big games, but I don't know whether that's worth reading into. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting signing, but one that looks like it's going to happen. And I think, yeah, he'll probably be the first, maybe like fairly soon as well, I think. And it'd be quite nice to just get someone out of the way and, you know, get someone new in. But yeah, it's weird. I never thought we would be going for Raheem Sterling. Like,
me neither, but I think it's something that even speaks to like the new ownership that
yeah,
that we're not going for these, like, I don't think it's like this big flashy name, like
yeah, like marquee signings. Yeah,
yeah, but he's Premier League proven. He's played for City. He's
he's
won for
still
City. He's
young.
goals for City. Yeah,
26,
he's
27.
26, 27, somewhere around there. So he's entering his prime. And I think that that's kind of something that when I was doing research about what to expect with Todd Bowley, and he's very much trying to mirror what Liverpool do and their recruitment model. And maybe they don't have like, well, not that Raheem Sterling isn't a well-known name. He is, of course. Well, maybe they don't have the flashiest signings, but
Yeah,
when they do sign somebody, they fit perfectly into the team. So I'm really, really hoping that Raheem Sterling slots into this Chelsea team, and that, especially since the attack has been one of the points that has
struggled.
struggled the past couple of seasons and hasn't been so consistent. Hopefully,
Yeah,
he can be the person to bring us that consistency. Let's
yeah.
see. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I like the fact that, like you say about the way that Liverpool and City, they're like sort of models. Are like, you know, Todd Bowley wants Thomas Tuchel to get the players he wants. You know, that's one thing with City and with Klopp and Pep. They get the players that they want. And, you know, I don't know, the Lukaku signing was probably a signing over Tuchel's head last season. I think like hence the loan. I think that's pretty obvious to suggest. But it's quite nice that Tuchel wants, like, actively, it's open out there that Tuchel wants Raheem Sterling. Tuchel called him, and that's nice that now our manager is going to get to build the team that he wants, and I think that's really exciting.
Yeah, and like we won the Champions League with him in just for a couple of months. So imagine what he can do when he actually can build a team. Who do you think are going to be the academy players that we see kind of breaking through to the first team next season, or this upcoming season?
Does Conor Gallagher count?
Yeah.
I think Conor Gallagher, I think he'll be in the Chelsea first team squad next season. Brozier's a really difficult one because I think we should keep him 100% because we've only got Kai Havertz now as a number 9. All of that false 9 rubbish. No, like we've got Kai Havertz. He's a number 9. Lukaku's gone on loan. We need another striker. The only issue is he wants to probably play week in, week out, and he'll probably get that at a fair few other clubs. If I had to pick one, yeah, it would probably be Connor. I think Levi Colwill's quite an interesting one as well. I know we're after Nathan Ake back, obviously, because we love to sell and then buy back players that good. But a left-sided centre-back, I didn't watch too much of him. In fact, I barely watched him at Huddersfield, so I don't actually know how he got on. But from what a lot of people were saying, he was really good. And I think Tuchel's going to judge them all in pre-season. I think Gallagher's the one for me that I think will comfortably be in the first team next season. And I think, yeah, it'll just take a little bit of time for Tuchel to watch the others in training in pre-season to find out who else could potentially make it.
Yeah, sorry, there were like kids screaming. I got super startled. But totally agree with you. And okay, last Chelsea question before we get into the silly fun ones. Who do you think is the most likely to leave Chelsea this summer between Ziyech, Pulisic, and Timo Werner?
Who I want and who is going to go. I think the most likely to leave is probably Ziyech, only because I've seen rumours linking him with, who was it? An Italian team, I think. And also, I think if we are looking to buy Rafinha, he's a right winger. That's where Ziyech plays. So I think logically, I think Ziyech's probably the most likely to go. I just don't want Timo Werner to leave. Genuinely, guarantee, if we sold Timo Werner to a team like Liverpool, he would be banging in the goals left, right and centre. I really, actually, genuinely believe that. I just love Timo and I don't want him to go, but this might be the summer where we do sell him. And I know we've, potentially been looking at giving Juve money for him, for De Ligt, sorry, and including Werner in like the sale, but I don't want Timo to go. Everyone knows how much I love Timo. But I think Ziyech's probably the most likely to go, but we could potentially see them both go. Pulisic won't go.
Yeah, I don't think Pulisic will go either, but I love Timo's work ethic. Like, even when he's not scoring goals, he's always trying, like,
likable.
He was like, "Oh, the fans were chanting for me, and I don't know why, because I haven't been scoring." And I was just like, "Oh,
God." How can you not love Timo?
How can you not love Timo?" So, yeah, let's see what happens. And moving along, silly question time. These are the ones that I have a lot of fun with. So hope you like them as well. Okay, if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, probably just like spaghetti bolognese, like pasta bolognese. But it has to be my granddad's sauce because he's Italian and he makes the best bolognese sauce ever. And in my house we have pasta so much, like obviously like have the Italian in the family, eat so much. So yeah, Italian's definitely up there with my favorite food. So I would go, pasta bolognese, it would have to be.
I have pasta for lunch. I ate it.
I had pasta for dinner yesterday. I'm having pasta for dinner today as well.
All the time. I eat pasta and pizza. Like, those are my two favorites. I've been asking everybody this, and we've gotten some really funny answers, so don't hate me. What's your most embarrassing moment from, like, I don't know how you call, like, elementary school, or just like
from primary school here.
Or if you don't have one, you could do like more recent, like a high school. I don't know if you call it. I guess
so we call it like primary school and secondary school. I would probably say I actually can't remember much of my childhood. Like, I can't really remember being at primary school. Like, I don't really have many memories of being at primary school. I had an embarrassing one in secondary school. I was obviously like fairly good at sports, and obviously sports day was like my thing. And I was running. I must have been, I can't even remember how old I was, but I think it was like 200 meters, and I was like winning, and then I fell and I hit my head, and I like fainted and had to like crawl over like the finish line. And everyone was like laughing at me, and I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. But every cloud, because we had a really fit teacher that was starting like the next year, and he came to watch. So it was very embarrassing doing it in front of him, but he came and sat down next to me and was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "I am now."
That's what I was going to say. I am now.
Oh my God. The funniest thing about it was like the age gap, like I must have been fairly old, and he was like as in starting like teaching like fairly young. So I then worked in my school for a year after I finished, and so I was working in the PE department, and I think he left when I was working, but we went like I was working with like a guy that he was still really good friends with, and we all went out for like drinks when I was like, oh, honestly, and then I was like, out for drinks with him, and he literally said to me, he was like, "Do you still love me, Olivia?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I do.
I do. I love that. I love that so much. I don't have anything like that. Like, I don't know. I was just like a total geek. And
right. Oh, bless.
Okay. What is the weirdest thing that you have ever eaten?
Oh, I don't know, like I've eaten snails, but I don't even think that's like weird. Like, people just eat snails, don't they? I don't know, I can't think. I'm not fussy, and I would try most things, but like I can't actually actively think of like something weird that I've eaten other than like snails, which were quite weird.
Did you notice when you went to Mercadona in the Spanish supermarket that they sell like a ton of meat, at least like for me, that was like not common at all?
Like what?
like a lot of meat that wasn't common, like
Oh
rabbit,
yeah.
kidneys, I think hearts.
I've
I don't
never
know.
really knew that. No, that's not for me. Kidneys, no.
I was telling Eunice that there's a super popular dish called gallos, and it's like cow's stomach.
My dad eats that.
Yeah, my husband loves it. I tried it and I was like, this is too chewy.
No, disgusting. He literally had it. No, he used to, when he lived with us, he used to like eat it all the time. It was absolutely vile, disgusting.
Okay. Next question. Where is the next place on your travel bucket list?
Oh, on my travel bucket list.
I have so many. I am like
Like so
constantly.
many places you want to go. Do you know actually? I mean, I want to go like back to Africa. So I've been to South Africa, but I'd like to go to like another African country. And go on like safari again. My best friend's there on honeymoon. She's in Kenya at the moment, and it's literally just the most magic. Like she's sending us all these videos, and it's honestly just the most incredible thing. And I don't like look at places and be like, I really want to go there. Like there's a lot of places like I'd love to go to the Maldives, but you know, I'm not going to go there tomorrow. It's not somewhere I could go. I would love to go back to Africa. I've got to find myself a boyfriend first to go with though. Oh, sad times. But yeah, I would say Africa probably, like another African country.
Oh, cool. I've never been to Africa.
Honestly, like doing a safari. So my sister got married out there. She married a South African guy, and she got married out there, and it genuinely like it just blew my mind. It is honestly the most incredible. Like if you love animals, it's the most incredible thing I have ever done. Probably like yeah, like I don't know, like if anything will top it. Like it's honestly just the most incredible, natural, beautiful thing, and I just loved it, and I would love to go back and do it again. So yeah, probably Africa.
New place added to my bucket list now.
Yeah, you would not regret it. Honestly, it was amazing. So good.
How fun. How fun. Next question. What is the last TV show that you binge watched?
Do you know, I'm not actually a series person. And people like find that they're like, everyone's like, what are you watching? I'm like, literally nothing. Like, I don't watch. I don't watch.
Well, I know that you listen to Crime Junkie.
Yeah, I just like listen to podcasts and read books and
You've
stuff.
got me hooked on this, and I actually started listening to it before, like while I sleep. And now I'm starting to have, like nightmares. So I'm thinking like I need to stop putting it on before I go to sleep because I'm having really bad dreams.
Honestly, I used to go through like if I like couldn't sleep, I'd like put one on, and then I wasn't actually like listening to it. I was almost like just listening to her voice, and it would like send me to sleep. But then like another time I would like be really like not tired. So I was like, right, I'll put it on. And then I end up listening to like 3 episodes, and it's like three and a half hours later. And I'm like, shit, now I'm like wide awake and just like not going to go to sleep. So just listened to about 3 murders. But there's a new one called Case File, by the way, that I was told about today. I think it's like a similar vibe. So I'm going to start that. But anyway, back to the question. What was the last thing I actually did binge watch? I would say Peaky Blinders, but like it took me like 2 years to finish that.
That's crazy.
I'm not very good at like I'm just not very good at like sitting down and like actually like focusing on something. I don't know. No, nothing's coming to mind. I watched Stay Close.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I literally watched that in like days. That was really good. And that was quite recent. Yeah, you should watch it. It was good.
Nice. Cool. I binge watched a lot of shows.
She does is like watch shows, and like she's obsessed with Stranger Things at the moment, and I'm just like
I've been waiting for the new season, the like new episodes to come out. It actually took me a while to get into because I started it and I was like, nah, not my thing. And then we kept watching it, and then it got better.
Yeah, it's just not my vibe.
Well, I had a hard time getting into it. I wasn't like immediately hooked. Right now, I'm watching this like Spanish TV show that I find super funny, and I just like binge watched that. And there's like 13 seasons, and I'm on like.
Oh my god, that's way too much for me. No, I need like max like 2 or 3 series, 6 episodes per series. That's what I need. Any more, I'm out. I'm out.
That's mad. You should watch like Black Mirror. They have like three episodes.
Oh, that's me. That is literally perfect.
Cool. This answer I think I might know, but maybe I don't think others might know. I don't know. What is the last book that you've read?
Oh, the last book I read was, do you know, so I read a couple on holiday. One was about O.J. Simpson. So I read that one really recently, O.J. Simpson, the trial of O.J. Simpson, which was amazing. Then I read another one it's called Hotel K, and it's about a Hotel K. I think that's what it's called. But it's about a jail in Bali, and like one of the worst jails like ever. So I read about that, and then I'm currently reading a story on the Versace murder.
Yes. Yeah. How are you? Like, I did it. I love both of them, the OJ and the Versace. I haven't read the books.
Yes, I haven't actually seen. I didn't even mean to read the books that are is it American Horror Story or American Crime Story? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even do that on purpose, but it just so happened that I'm reading the books. But yeah, really liking it. I haven't actually read it in a while. I was meant to read it in Barcelona, but I met some friends out there, and now I just like didn't read at all. So the weather's meant to be really nice next week here, so I can sit outside and read my book, and I hopefully will finish it.
Yeah, the OJ, when you told me that you're reading OJ, I was like, oh, just you wait. I was watching the show like, I can't believe that this is what happened. I can't believe
it's just mad. Like the whole thing is just absolutely crazy. I've never seen someone more guilty in my whole life.
I have no idea how they got away. I was like, why are you telling him to put the glove on? I probably shrank.
He just lawyers had good lawyers.
Yeah. All right, moving on. What is your current obsession?
That's a really good question.
Thank you. I tried.
My current obsession. I don't know, you know. What am I obsessed with?
I thought you were going to say crime junkie.
No, like I am. I'm always obsessed with that. Like I'm up to date now, and it's like I've now got to wait like a week for an episode. And it's really rubbish.
I was like, oh, do I join the fan club? But it's just like kind of a stress.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was so gonna do that about the most recent one when it's like part 2 is already out in the fan club, and I was literally thinking. I think it was Sunday. I was like, do I just join the fan club so I can listen to it? And I was like, well, no, because literally it's getting released tomorrow, and it was released yesterday. So I was like, I just won't. But yeah, I don't know. I'd probably say that. I don't really have any obsessions. I'm not really obsessed with anything apart from like Chelsea.
Well, if you guys are looking for a pod, the one that we're talking about is called Crime Junkie, and we're both obsessed with it. Olivia got me hooked on it, and I literally listen to like hours a day because I started from the beginning. So I'm in like May 2020 right now. So
I love it. I'm so jealous. You've got so many to listen to.
Yeah, I gotta go through those super fast. All right, next question. What's the last dream that you had? Do you remember your dream? Like I dream almost every night, and I hate it because I feel like I don't sleep well when I dream. And I've been listening to Crime Junkie and having like these really weird nightmares recently. And my most recent, I have this like recurring dream where I'm the star of a school musical, and I have 2 days to learn my lines. and I'm like, what does this mean? Why does this keep happening?
I very rarely dream.
I'm so jealous.
But even when I do dream, I'll remember them like straight away, and I'll wake up and remember it, but then I'll just forget it. I genuinely can't remember the last dream I had. I'm so
jealous. I'm so jealous. I dream like every night. I hate it. I feel like I don't sleep well. Yeah. It's like I get super like antsy, and I'll wake up like, oh, was that real? And then I don't know. It just keeps me off so much. I feel like I don't sleep well, but okay, 2 questions left until we've made it to 20. And you don't have to answer this one if you don't want to, but what is the worst date that you've ever been on?
Do you know, I actually don't go on dates. Like, when I can't even remember. Like, so when I was like younger, I didn't really go on dates. And I met a boy when I was like 17, and then I was with him for like 2 years. It's like the people I've dated have gone on to be my boyfriend. Like, that's how little dates, like how few dates I've been on. So I haven't really had like any bad experiences. And even when I was last single, I I didn't really go on dates. That's not really like, I just can't really be asked. I can't really be asked to like get to know someone. Do you know what I mean? Or like to go on a date with someone that I don't know. Like, yeah, so I actually don't have any bad date experiences. I can tell you one. It wasn't like awfully bad, but it was just like annoying because I was going on a double date with a friend from uni and two boys that knew each other. And we went to like a wine bar, and it's quite cool. You obviously like, you fill up this, like, you put money on like a token, it's called vagabonds, and then you just like fill up, you can try loads of wines, and then you fill up your glass with your favorite one. But I rocked up late, and obviously when you're at a wine bar, it's not ideal, so they were just drinking, and by the time I got there, all of them were absolutely smashed, and I was just stone cold sober, and I was like, this is not fun. Like, I just didn't enjoy it. But I mean, if that's my worst date, then I'm doing all right. But obviously I'm now single, so if you ask me this in like a year's time, I could have plenty of awful dates to tell you about. I actually don't have any bad ones. Like, I haven't had any like awful dates or anything like that, so I've been quite lucky in that sense.
I only went on one blind date when I was in high school, and it was the most awkward experience of my life. and the guy, I remember, I was super young at the time. I was like 16 or 17, something like that. And the guy like took me to the movies, and I remember he kept trying to hold my hand, and I was just like, and so I was braiding my hair for like the whole 2 hours. So that's it. It was just so awkward. And then he drove me. There was more to the day, but he finally, after hours and hours, he drives me back. He tried to kiss me. I jump out of the car. He falls down into the sea. I was like, oh dear Lord. And then that was the end.
No, that's what I'm so scared of happening. Like, I don't want to meet someone that I don't know, and then it just be awkward. And like, I've only really been on dates with people that like I know. Like, I might not have met them, but as in we've got mutual friends, and I know that we would get on, and we've been getting on over text, and you can sort of get a vibe for someone a little bit anyway. But I just, the thought of like going on a date with someone that I don't actually know is like terrifying, and I actually don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. So I'm not going to do it, to be honest. I'm not going to do it. And I don't know where the hell I'm going to meet someone, but maybe it'll be someone that I already know. But
I met my husband at work. I saw him across the hallway, and I was like, who the hell is that?
That's what I mean. I was saying to someone the other day, and I was like, I'm probably most likely to meet someone at work, just because obviously I spend a lot of time at work, and that's like my interest as well as like my work. Obviously that's what I love, and obviously you've got common ground, obviously, if you're both working in the same industry and you both love football and stuff. So I think I'm probably like, that's probably the most likely place I'm going to meet someone. But yeah, I don't know. I hope it's someone I already know and I don't have to get to know, basically.
So maybe you already know them, and
I hope so, because that would be so handy. I mean, there's nothing worse than like a talking stage. Like, oh my god, like let all the rubbish chat out the way. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I just can't be arsed with it. I just want to go on to like the fun stuff.
When you already know each
other. Square one now, like literally back at square one. It's just like, oh my god, like I'm 28 and I'm like 28 and single, fun.
So young.
Hot girl summer.
Yeah. Yes.
I have been having a hot girl summer, not to what that actually means, but I've just been going out and doing my thing and enjoying it, and it's been so fun. So
yeah. If you went on vacation by yourself, like that's safe as well.
It was really good. Yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would as well. So yeah,
nice. And last question, what is your most used emoji?
I just want to have a look at what my most used emoji is right now. It's obviously going to be the crying laughing face, because if you're ever in doubt, crying laughing face. Yeah, like so my most used.
Mine is the crying laughing face.
Yeah, so like frequently used is the crying laughing face, but like the side one, not like the front one, the side. Yeah, that one I use that one a lot. It's like
yep, same.
And then I use that one a lot. Where are my three?
Mine are the crying laughing face like this. This is super me. The emoji with hearts all around it.
Oh my god, yeah, that's one of my frequently used as well.
The emoji with heart eyes, this, and then the one that's like the teardrop that's like here, that's like
I use the one that's like, you know, the face. It's like got like it's a bit like
yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, I use that one a lot as well.
Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. No, it's like it's just got like it's basically got like a weird
like the teeth,
yeah, it's like oh.
That should be a new series, like guess the emoji based on.
Oh my god! When you watch this back, you'll be like, "What on earth are we doing?" Guess the emoji.
Super fun. Well, guys, that has been 20 questions with Olivia Buzaglo. Liv, thank you so much. I had an absolute blast. I'm so happy. And yeah, let everybody know where they can find you.
Oh, Ellie, that was so fun. It's so nice, like doing something a little bit different and just like, you know, people get to find out a little bit more about me that they might not have known before. So thank you. That's really fun. Yeah, and my @ is Olivia Buzaglo on Facebook.
Find
on Twitter and Instagram, it's literally just Olivia Buzaglo. So yeah, you can find me there. You could find me on Facebook, but I don't use Facebook. So oh gosh,
it's just gonna get like a billion Facebook.
Yes, billion friendship requests. Great.
Well, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I know that I certainly have. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. And until next time, I'm out. Bye.